Well, squids, it's that time of year when most motorcyclists are going to be putting their bikes away for the winter. In the DC metro area, today is probably one of the colder days we've had all year. And let me check the temperature. It is cold. It's 39 degrees and it's windy. So one of the problems when riding in the winter is trying to beat the wind. And this is why I tell people that scooters are great for winter riding, because you can kind of shield yourself behind the big fairing that the scooter's got. And there's this contraption that you can get. It's a cover that goes over your head and attaches to the scooter, but you leave it in the scooter so you can really be nicely inside in that little cocoon. This bike is particularly good for winter riding just because the way the fairings are and the tanks are, it pushes the wind aside, and it is a very hot bike when you ride it, so it's creating a lot of heat. In the summer, terrible bike to ride if it's really hot, but in the winter, like today, excellent bike. And I really think people should ride throughout the winter. You know, working out is hard. If you do it right, it's very difficult. But if you keep pushing, then you just get better. This is the reason everybody needs to ride year-round, and especially in harsh temperatures. And it's easy enough to buy the right equipment to be comfortable on a motorcycle. And even for very long periods, you can be comfortable. But I really think that by getting a Gerbing electric jacket and some gloves, you can pretty much ride all winter. And a nice warm jacket, the key really is like layering, I found. If you layer quite a bit, then it's easy to ride throughout winter. And it's not that big of an issue. And I think people in the winter are a lot less aggressive than they are in the summer. And it seems that riders just put away their bikes within the slightest amount of like cold weather. You know, I do shy away from riding in the snow and ice. I did it in the past because I had to ride downtown, and that's the reason I started riding motorcycles, was because I could not afford the parking downtown, and I just didn't make enough money to even pay for parking. So I started riding year-round, and before the motorcycling thing, I was just riding my bicycle downtown to work. But it seems that everybody puts away their bike within the temperature dropping. I don't recommend it if it's like raining and below freezing, just because there could be potential black ice. And I hit one time black ice on my Yamaha R1, and I learned right then and there, maybe I need to check the temperatures before I leave. But if it doesn't rain and it's below freezing, then it's fine, because there's not going to be any like ice on the road, hopefully. But I think people should really be riding year-round. Get some nice warm gloves, get some like insulated pants, insulated suit, and just wear plenty of layers and you're going to be fine. Right now, I mean, I'm looking outside, it's nice blue skies, but the problem is it's like really cold and very windy. And I think if you start riding in this sort of things, you'll just get better. You know, a lot of track guys, they just claim that you're going to get better as a motorcyclist if you ride on the track, and you will get better. But the part that they don't get is that roads and riding, it's a very uncontrolled sort of environment. And the more you have experience in dealing with different types of environments and different types of road conditions, the better you become. And this sort of mentality is very easily understood in other forms of, you know, like working out, fitness. And you just don't want to keep doing the same in a controlled environment, because you're not really going to be getting better. It's not about pushing yourself past a certain speed that you get better. Sometimes it's just like grinding. You know, the grinding of riding is really important. And people understand this when they're talking about bicycles. You know, if you're starting out your season riding a bicycle, you need a good base amount of miles, like 600, before you can start making any improvements. And what tends to happen is that motorcyclists in these East Coast areas and cold areas. They ride all summer. They put away their bikes for the entire winter, and eventually they bring them out like in spring. And there's always a uptick of major accidents when they bring out their bikes in spring because they're extremely rusty. What if you rode throughout the year and you just got progressively better? It's all about like just keeping your skills a little bit higher. In martial arts, you have to keep up with training. You just can't take off, for years and then expect to get back to the same level almost right away. You'll still understand it, but unfortunately, motorcycling is very much like martial arts. It is an art and a science in itself. And a lot of people they want the lifestyle, but they don't want to put the amount of work that you need in order to get better. It's just like everything. You have to put in a lot of work. It's not all about genetics. Some people just get on a motorcycle, bicycle, working out, fitness, martial arts, and they have a superior advantage based on their genetics to other people. But what they don't understand is even if you're at the very bottom and you work hard, you will get to that point where that person that is genetically better, and eventually you can push out just by doing a lot of grinding. So that's a little bit of advice on winter riding, and bundle up. It's not that bad, guys. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.